Hello, my friend. It is my favorite time of the month. It is time to tell you the things that I tried that sucked this month. I've also got some things that I really like. Looking down at the products I have in front of me, I think that what's gonna sum up this list of items is this is good for this kind of person, but really it could be better in lots of ways. That's kind of what we're dealing with for most of these products. But then I've got two superstars at the very end of products that I absolutely love. So if you're interested in knowing what I've been trying this month, hang tight. We're getting into it right now. If you've been watching my favorites and fails countdowns for a while, you know that I start my favorites and fails with a hashtag not sponsored feature. And this month I really want to highlight charities that are helping out with the disastrous wildfires in Oregon and California. They have absolutely devastated some communities and displaced a lot of people. So I will be donating, and I will leave that charity down below along with a bunch of others so that you can pick and choose which one you would like to donate to if you would like to. Also, if there's a place that you know of that I haven't listed, please leave that in the comments and I will add that to my list just to develop our resources just a little bit more. You know, I feel like the more of these natural disasters that are happening, we almost start getting a little numb to it. It's like, oh, it's just more wildfires again. But for these people, this is their entire life. This isn't just another wildfire to them. This is their lives. So I think it's really important not to become hardened or desensitized to these things and really help out if we can. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the worst product I tried this month. All right, the number 10 product is a product that I have been trying actually for quite a while, and for a while I kind of liked it, but now I'm liking it even less, and it is the Milani Green Goddess with Cannabis Sativa Seed Oil. This is a glow oil. I was using this as part of my skincare routine, and I will say I don't dislike the ingredient list. I bought it because I actually really liked the ingredient list. I do have a whole video on CBD as an ingredient and what we know as far as science about it for now. I will link that in the video description in case you are curious about that. What I find is that I really like this on its own. I don't like it mixed with other products because it makes whatever other product I mix with it pill up. It is okay with some of my toners, but if I try to put any serums on or moisturizers or anything with this, forget it. They're just all gonna ball up and be terrible and awful. So I don't like this because I like to do a cocktail in my skincare routine. I like to do a light toner, a serum, a moisturizer, or I'll do a moisturizer or an oil, and this just doesn't mix with any of my serum, so this is unfortunately going to be a no for me. But if you're somebody that just wants to add a little bit of moisture to your skin, then maybe this is something you might want to look into because it's not a bad product. I just don't like the way it mixes with other things. And I also don't like this under makeup as well. I find that it messes with my foundation a bit. So, I mean, it's called a glow oil. I don't know whether it's specifically marketed for just this part of skincare or under makeup, but I don't like it for either, unfortunately. All right, rare beauty stuff. Here's the first thing. Now, I only added 2 rare beauty items to this because I wanted to only add rare beauty items where I had something to add to my full review. I will link my full review down below of all the rare beauty products that I purchased and tried, but I want to add some information. And for this product at number 9 is the primer. I am wearing it today under the Milk Makeup Foundation Stick. I think I was a little bit hard on this in the video, even though I don't think anybody called me out on it in the comments, not that I read anyway. I feel like I was a little hard on it because it does have a purpose, and its purpose is to provide glow. And it does that very well. And you can see right now I am quite glowy. And I think that if you are a person that doesn't like a matte look and you've got matte foundations lying around, this is going to be a wonderful addition to your makeup collection. And I also love that it is that you can buy it in a smaller size. You don't have to invest in a big one if it's just something you want to do every once in a while. I still have the same critiques of it that I had in that it does accentuate pores. I'm not a big fan of that, even though I don't even have very large pores. That can be a problem for some people, and it doesn't fill pores. It doesn't make makeup last longer, but it does provide that healthy looking glow that some people really want in their makeup look. So it's not a bad product. I know it's really far down, But I just wanted to give you that extra information. I really, this is where it belongs though, compared to all the other things I have to show you. It belongs down here just because it's not so versatile and has very limited purpose, but it does have a purpose. Number 8 is a product that I feel kind of similar about to the Rare Beauty Primer, and it is the Patrick Starr One Size Eye Popper. I only bought one shade of this. This is in the shade Pea House, and I'll show you what it looks like at full opacity. This takes forever to dry at full opacity, and that's what it looks like. Also, it creases up on my eyes. What I have been doing with it, because I do need it to dry a little bit faster or else it transfers up onto my brow bone, is I've been kind of blending it out and tapping it in, and you can see when you do that, it just really makes that silver glitter shine through, and you lose the pigmentation to it. So if you're looking for something more like this, I think this is a fine product. But if you're looking for something more like this, then I would definitely recommend other ones instead of this. I'll link some in the video description for you that I really like. I can still feel just a little bit of wetness to it, but it does take a while, and to sit there like this with my eyes for that long is so annoying, and I don't like it. So yeah, again, it's just got limited ability of what it can do unless you're willing to sit with your eyes like this for a good couple of minutes, or if you are willing to just take the glitter without the color with it. So got to take it for what it is. Another thing I wanted to mention was that you do get a little bit of glitter fallout, at least I did, throughout the day. Some of the silver chunks do fall down a bit, so just be aware of that, and you kind of have to kind of keep an eye on it if you don't want to have little speckles of glitter underneath your eye. First product that was sent in PR in this month's countdown, and this is the M Cosmetics new mascara. This is called Pick Me Up, and it is a tubing mascara. Again, it's got its positives and its negatives, and you have to decide what you need and what you like in a mascara. It does add length and volume, especially after now it's been open for over a month. I've noticed that it gives me more length and volume than it did when I first bought it. When I first got it in the mail, because I did not buy this. This was sent in PR. So one thing that really needs to be noted about this is that it is a very wet mascara. This wand is plastic, so this is critical in brushing out the lashes. As you put it on, lashes will start to stick together, and you really have to wiggle to get those, not clumps, but like moisture bubbles or something. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's like the liquid makes your lashes kind of stick together in a way, so you have to just kind of wiggle it up, but it's not hard to do, and it doesn't clump. And it does give a really nice length and volume, especially for a tubing mascara. The only other tubing mascara that I've liked as much as this is the one by Blink that I absolutely love. It's my favorite tubing mascara of all time. The other thing I want to mention about this is tubing mascaras are great for people that don't want to use a harsh makeup remover on their eyes, because when you wash this off, to take it off, all you need is warm water, and what you do is you just kind of push your face under the water and you just gently pull like this, just kind of gently run your hands over your lashes, and it just kind of comes off in clumps, which is kind of cool. It doesn't make a big mushy mess all over your eyes, but the thing about it is though, it does not come off with makeup remover. So if I use an oil-based makeup remover like I like to, whether it's a balm or an oil-based cleanser, it doesn't come off. You have to just use plain water. So what I end up doing is I remove all the rest of my makeup with a balm, and then I spend an extra minute or two, just maybe minute, not two, let's be real, about a minute to just get the rest of my mascara off just by gently going like this. So it's good, it's fine, it's just a little bit weird. It's a little different to work with than a traditional mascara. I do like it though, that's why it's kind of in the middle, because I like the effect of it. It's just, it's got its quirks, that's all. Number 6 product that I really like a lot that I purchased. These are 2 nail polishes by Essie that I've been wearing in videos recently. People have been asking me what's on my nails. If I've had nail polish on recently, it's probably been these. These are from the Essie summer collection, and this one is called Wet Suited Up, and this one is called Earn Your Title. And they are beautiful, beautiful polishes. You do need 3 coats to build a full opacity, especially this one here. It does take a while for these to dry. It's a typical Essie formula, but they last a really long time on the nails. It takes a while for them to chip. Usually on average, nail polish takes maybe 3 days for nail polish to chip on me. These go about 5 days before I start getting chipping. So I really like these. I love the colors. I love that I can get this iridescence on my nails at a full opacity. Just absolutely beautiful. It's just, again, the dry time is a little annoying, and you have to use so many coats is kind of annoying. But overall, I really like them a lot. Impulse purchase. This is the Benefit Brow... Impulse purchase. This is the Brow Microfilling Pen by Benefit. I really like this. I am surprised how much I like it. Okay, so it's one of those that has the 3 kind of a slanted angle tip on it. And this is great for filling the front part of my brow, but it's not enough to fill where I'm more sparse in the middle. But I really like it. It is great for a natural brow. If you already have a lot of brow hairs, this is perfect. This is wonderful for that. If you have very sparse brows or you need to really draw and define your brows, no, absolutely not. You don't want this at all. I have heard there are quite a few brands that have these kinds of tips at this point. This is the only one that I've personally tried, so I'd love to know your experience with either this one or other ones that have a similar setup as this, but I do really like it. I do want to swatch it for you though, just so you can see the little bit of pigment that comes off when you use this. I mean, it is very light, but it just looks so natural and beautiful, and it's a great product. Lasts all day, no worries about smudging or smearing or anything. It's just a really nice natural brow product, which is odd to have. There really aren't too many natural brow products out there. It's like pomades, pencils that really can be very opaque, so it's nice to have something a little different. Now, this is a repurchase from a very long time ago. A long time ago, I got this Bare Minerals mystery bag, and I got this powder concealer, and I loved this stuff. And I used it up, threw it away, and a couple of years later, I see it in 21 Days of Beauty at Ulta, and I was like, I remember really liking that concealer. I'm gonna get it and try it out. It is still absolutely fabulous. This is in the shade Summer Bisque, and this concealer is one of the best concealers I have ever used in my entire life. And one thing I love about it is that I would expect a powder concealer to not be very opaque, but this is very opaque. It definitely covers up any discoloration I have underneath my eyes. It's great for setting other concealers if you just need that little bit of extra coverage, and it's absolutely just a beautiful finish. It doesn't settle into my fine lines. It's amazing. My biggest critique about this, which is why it's a little bit further down, is that the shade range is awful. They only have 4 shades. Hopefully one day they'll expand their shade range. Bare Minerals, if for some reason you're watching this, do better. But if you can find your shade, it really is fantastic. And now we come to the other rare beauty product that I wanted to give you more information on. So this is the lip balm that I raved about in the video. And let me show you why I liked it in case you didn't watch that. So this is a buildable formula. So there's 1 swipe. Here's 2 swipes. And then we'll do 3 swipes, see if you can see a difference. I know I can see it on my lips. Hopefully you can see it in the swatch, that they are different. The only thing I feel like I missed on this, I kind of touched on it, but I don't think I spent enough time on it, was the scent of it. The scent is just a little bit sweet and a little bit makeup-y. And a lot of people in the comment section were talking about how it smelled bad. Now mine doesn't necessarily smell bad, but I wanted to give you that information. I did mention that I wished that it had a little bit more of a scent because I personally like scented lip products, especially balms. So I do still really like it, but I did want to mention that the scent is not great. And that's why it's a little bit further down. Even though I do really like this and I do really like the shade. I didn't even say the name of the shade. This is in the shade Appreciate, and it's beautiful. It's right up my alley as far as colors that I like, and it's a great product. The next product is one I've been playing with for quite a while, and it's a little different. Okay, this is the Rivenly Drying Rack. It's for washing your makeup brushes and makeup sponges. This was sent to me by Rivenly. I almost didn't get it. I almost was like, I don't really need, you know, like it almost seemed a little hokey. Like, is this something I really want to review? Like, I'm not even sure. I am so glad that I said I wanted to try this because I can't wait to show this to you. And it's changed my brush drying game. So one thing that's really important to note about this is that it is an independent company and it was funded by just one person to create this. And each one of these molds is a custom mold. So it was really expensive to produce because there's so many pieces here. Another thing I want to mention is putting it together was really easy. I'm gonna just show a little clip from one of their videos on how to put it together so you can see all of the pieces. I was a little intimidated. Like I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in IKEA furniture land. Like, I'm not good at putting things together, but it really wasn't hard. It was very easy. Everything snapped together very easily. And it doesn't feel flimsy. Like it feels solid. Like I know it's plastic, but you know, some plastic stuff like you might get at Target or whatever, it just feels like super cheap. Like it's just gonna fall apart. Like these things are locked in. Like it is not. It is not. Well, now I get to show you how it goes together. I mean, I shook it pretty hard. It wasn't really fair. So it's got these little things here and you just kind of click it together like this. I mean, who's gonna actually do that in real life? Nobody. So it does stay together. You just don't want to shake it aggressively. The other thing that's really cool about this is this little tray that's in here. So what this is for is when you're washing your brushes and you're not putting them in the rack yet, like you just lay them in here and then you put them into the rack in batches. You can also use this for your sponges so that they dry out. It's got a little bit of like a base here, like these lines here, so that'll make it so that it doesn't touch the countertop to give you a little bit of airflow underneath, which is really great. Also in the top here, this here is for your sponges. So that's why it's got this little space here. It's got enough room for 4 sponges. I mean, you could put some makeup brushes here if you wanted to, but it's really meant for sponges. And I think the thing that put it over the edge for me, as far as this being really good, is the way that these sit in here. If you wash your brush like this and you get water into here, it's gonna break down the glue inside and your brushes are gonna start falling apart. So when you're laying your brushes down to dry, inevitably there's gonna be water that's gonna collect in here and it's not gonna let your brushes last as long because eventually that water is just gonna break down the glue. But what this does, because it has that angle, is that it gives it enough of an angle that it doesn't fall out of the tray, but it leans it down enough so that the water, you know, can go down into the bristles and not into the ferrule, which is a huge deal. It's a really big deal. The only other brush drying thing that I have is something that I don't really like. It's from Sigma. It's the one where you put the brushes into the little round standy up thing and the brushes pop out all the time and the little bandy things don't work and it's just kind of a mess. So I've been using that anyway because that's kind of been my only other option other than laying them down flat. But this is just really nice. And you can fit a lot of brushes. And the other thing too is you don't necessarily have to only do one layer if you have a ton of brushes. If you're like me and you take forever to wash your brushes, you can do like layers on top of each other of brushes if you want to. Of course, it's better to just do one layer if you can, but you can do more than one layer in there. And I just really like this a lot and I'm really thankful to have it. I do have a discount code that they gave me when I told her how much I loved this. I didn't know I was getting a discount code and an affiliate code. She offered it to me after I told her how much I really liked it and then I wanted to mention it in a video. So I will put that down below for you and it is an affiliate link. I will be earning a small commission off of your purchase if you do purchase it. But again, when I told her I was gonna mention it, I didn't know I was gonna get that. So it's kind of a bonus. You get 10% off and I get a little kickback for recommending it. So, but yeah, this is just a really nice drying rack. So if you're in the market for one, highly recommend this one. And then finally, my favorite product of the month, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, Sigma Untamed Palette. Sigma palettes keep ending up in the top of my favorites. They are really, really good. And I've said this before when I've reviewed Sigma palettes in the past, is that I used to really not like them. I didn't like their eyeshadow formula for the longest time. And then they started doing things a little differently and they're so much better. They're so good. Let me show you the beautifulness of this palette. It is just gorgeous. It's what I'm wearing on my eyes today. I'm using the Envy shade and the Spirit shade all over my lid. My lower lash line I have Camouflage. And this shade Loyal is the perfect crease color for me. I love that shade. Also the shade Docile is really nice for like blending out shades for me for my skin tone. And it's just a really, really nice palette. I think the only shade, no, I was gonna say the only shade I haven't used is Dauntless, but I used this on the lower lash line once. I really liked it a lot. Let me just do a couple of swatches for you just so you can see. Bump, bump, bump. Oh my gosh, that Envy shade is something else. I mean, just effortless. They're so beautiful. And then I'm just gonna do the purple and the blue. So I got the purple glitter shade and the blue shade. Just, oh my gosh. They're just really nice. They work really well. Lasting power is fantastic on this palette. Blendability is fantastic. It's everything that I would want in the quality of an eyeshadow palette. The other thing I like too is there isn't a ton of kick up in the pans, so you're not wasting a ton of product and it makes it a lot easier to use, at least for me, but it's not lacking in pigmentation. It's just a really, really nice formula. Highly recommend. At this point, my friend, it is your turn in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness where we help each other to not buy crap and buy things that are totally worth it. I would love to know your thoughts on these products down in the comment section down below, or on any products that you've currently been using and either really loving or really hating, and maybe I'll purchase some of them and they'll show up in a future video. Thank you so, so much for watching my favorites and fails this month. If you would like to hang out a little bit longer, YouTube should be recommending a video for you right down there to watch. But if it is your time to go, it is no problem at all. Thank you so much for hanging out as long as you did. Mad love to you, and I will see you in a video very, very soon. Bye!